Soul Leveling Season 2 just shocked everyone from SinChi. Let's check it out.
Soul Leveling Season 2 episode...
What the fuck? Was that a microwave animation for the dog? Okay. Also, there's a girl over here, by the way. There's like a human torso above here on like a bike. Hey, yo, what this dog doing? What is this zesty ass pose from the dog right now?
Soul Leveling Season 2 episode 9 was so emotional.
Pussy!
For my penis because I got to see Heejin again. This was definitely the best looking non...
The drawing board is really fun here. Bald Jinmu without the hair drawing board here? This is cursed. This is cursed, bro. And the tears are also marked in red, huh? Interesting.
The best looking non-action oriented episode in Soul Leveling, not just season 2.
Like the character acting here, the facial reactions as you see him break down, I think was really well done.
Oriented episode in Soul Leveling, not just season 2. Usually some of the more heavy dialogue episode is just really good aesthetics, and that's that. But this week, there's so much character acting stuff for Soul Leveling standards. The Jeju Island arc stars...
If you guys don't know what character acting is, it's literally what it sounds like. A character that is acting to the emotional moments that it's being played, right? The emotional moment of Sung Jin-moo crying, now the character himself will make these facial reactions and movements to kind of highlight that crying emotional moment, right? Now you could have him just tears coming down and no movement of the face, right? I don't think that would be really character acting. Character acting sounds really... It's when I first heard about it, it felt like a really redundant and like a nothing burger animation technique, but it basically just describes the movements that portrays the acts that the character is doing. If he's crying, then have more of it to kind of suggest that he's crying and breaking down and do all these different gestures.
The dialogue episode is just really good aesthetics, and that's that. But this week, there's so much character acting stuff for Soul Leveling standards. The Jeju Island arc starts this week, and it's already starting amazingly. I know people in my comments saying, why are you complaining about a non-action episode looking bad? They don't need to put budget. Mods?
Yeah. Crush the skull, thank you.
Yes, this show's not a Sakuga Fest. They need to allocate their resources appropriately because the main Soul Leveling team is not the biggest ever. I don't need a Bochi the Rock Yama no Susume Kai Ikarashi masterpiece.
That is crazy though. All these different slice of life, cute girls doing cute things. I've noticed that cute girls doing cute things anime gets some of the craziest fucking animation. And yeah, these different scenes aren't supposed to be crazy hype scenes, right? You got Bochi having a meltdown, you got some cute girls going down a roller coaster, but the level of detail and the production value placed in these scenes is unreal.
Kai Ikarashi masterpiece. I just need an overall good, consistent episode that doesn't feel stiff and having some interesting ideas. Like Jinha's This episode covered chapter 88.
I did notice the curvature on her ass, but if I mentioned her ass in the reaction, I think a lot of people would have fucking lost it. It's like, no, the emotional moment. Look at that curvature though.
Jinha's This episode covered chapter 88 to chapter 91. It was actually very faithful to the manhwa with some not really important cut content stuff, and the anime also elevated some scenes, although there is stuff that the anime cut that is good information, like with Baron's loot drops. The Demon Ruler's Ring gives you plus 20 sense and plus 20 intelligence,
more stats.
While additionally if both the ring and earring are equipped,
set effects,
buff all stats by plus 10, and the longsword that Baron wielded can summon a storm of endless lightning.
What? That sounds pretty cool. Every time the sword is swung, you get like a sort of white flames. Endless lightnings. Are we gonna see that? That sounds hype.
Like what they showcased in the previous episode.
Yeah.
The dagger's attack is plus 20.
Yeah, we don't really use the long swords though, huh? Maybe we could give it to Igris. I don't know, but we use the daggers.
Additionally, attack will apply to each dagger by the amount of strength stats that
okay, additional damage procs based on strength scaling. Cool.
You have. The elixir of life crafting was very fast. It's not like a Clash of Clans where you have to wait 2 weeks for a random build upgrade to finish.
Or you could swipe your credit card and get it done now.
The elixir of life actually didn't use all the ingredients. The demon king's blood and the world tree fragment, it only used some of it, while only the spring water that's completely gone, which I don't remember where Jinwoo got it from. They actually hinted that the wyvern can be a rise in the last episode, although in the manhwa it's a way more bigger hint compared to the anime. Gogun he actually sensed Jinwoo returning from the demon castle.
The glaze is unreal. What's wrong, Chairman? Did you now just sense it? He's here. He's arrived.
And news outlets saw a side of Kaiser that was...
Oh yeah, Kaisel. They're like, oh my god. Dungeon break. They're telling it, oh my god, is it a dungeon break happening? Holy shit, there's some sort of dragon mount. What's going on?
Funny. The mom waking up, again.
They're like worried actually. What's going to be the current state of the Korean citizens?
Funny. The mom waking up, again, that was extended in the anime. Really great that they did that. I'll get into more detail soon. There's some anime original stuff, and they unfortunately cut the translator fighting, not really fighting.
I feel like the translator's gonna win, bro. This guy, he ain't gonna win. This dude showed up being an instigator, being an antagonist, being rude to Japan. I think that he was gonna get fucked up.
Not really fighting. Park Jonsu, the Knight's Guildmaster, on which whoever grabs the other person.
Wait! I'm wrong. What the hell? Why does this guy have so much aura? What the fuck? One hand in the pocket. Upwards angle, feet about to hit. What the fuck? He beat the translator so easily. With such aura. Like, I thought this kind of character is like a mob character that would get dunked on, but nah, he won.
Wrist wins, although people are saying that this actually didn't exist in the novel. An interesting thing that they cut in the anime is that this guy with the gas mask, the mask is not for aura farming. He has the same sensitive nose as Cha Hain, but his thing is even worse since he has a fucking gas.
If I suddenly talk to her, will it look like I'm hitting on her? I should have learned some Korean. True, very relatable. Doesn't everybody feel that way?
Mask on. This episode was storyboarded and directed by Yuya Horiuchi with a surprisingly strong key animation staff list, some well-known freelancers, and also the director himself animated scene here. Horiuchi also directed and boarded the first episode of season 2. Probably one of the stronger storyboard artists from the main Soul Leveling team, since he has done quite a bit of episodes for this.
What an interesting lineup. We got Soul Leveling, episode director, storyboard, season 1 and 2, and then we also have Nijion Animation 2! I see who you really are. I know who you really are. You're not a hype master aura farm guy. You have... he's a director. It's not just episode director. He's the full-on director for Nijion, the animation. Now, I don't know what the animation is about, but just based on the cover pic... Yeah, I probably can guess your internet history search engine.
The show, I've talked about Horiuchi's traits as a storyboarder in the first episode video, but wait.
Yeah?
Don't watch that. This video will probably get better CPM. So watch this instead. This is definitely a
watch both of it.
prioritized episode since there was quite a bit more movement and intricate boards that
yeah, the beer animation here went crazy.
It take a bit more time than usual. Of course, it's a non-action episode, it's less demanding, but there's a lot of interesting things here. I've stated before how Horiuchi likes having objects over the background itself.
That's right, camera angles, right? Cameras placed outside of a building, peeking through a window, stuff like that.
Interfering with the camera to get the environment more involved or just telling more.
Yeah, it's more immersive that, you got like a random dude's body here and like a beer glass, like panning, across to see these two, kind of to show that there's other people in this restaurant.
Then one story, like them and the trash or characters looking up, then you see a hint of the TV.
Yeah.
Because
one complaint is I just wish that the girls are in the middle of some sort of exercise to accentuate the curves more rather than just sitting down watching the TV.
Because Gogani looks hella attractive. Simple things like that. To create that compressed space that Jinwoo is feeling, or just these.
Again, right? More obstacles, like curtains here to create this small angle but with the light shining through. This scene over here between manager Woo and Goga, and he kind of separated by this big block. Interesting camera decisions.
Just these shots because it looks cool. why not? And to create certain scenes more engaging with different angles. I mean, look at this shot of Byung-gu. The
Looks
reflection
cool.
of the beer makes his
Yep.
design wibbly wobbly. It's
Yep.
just such a nice ad. Yes, someone had to animate a distorted Byung-gu that has to
Like all this scene right over here, right? A lot of people would see this scene and really not take not much care to it, but I saw it, bro. I saw the beer animation. I was like, this is crazy. This is reminding me of the door animation before, right? The one episode where Jinmu was getting assessment stuff happening. We walked into the HQ like door, and the door animation was insane.
Byung-gu that has to make sense with the beer pouring. One of the best things that Horiuchi utilized is the lighting / shading to give more metaphors or the vibe of certain scenes. It also helps that
Symbolism, metaphors, imagery, poetry. I don't know this random English 12 shit. You know what it is.
the art direction and overall comp this episode looks a bit better than usual. Shots like these is such a unique idea. I think this shot is telling that the glass reflection is acting like Byung-gu, seeing the red table as overseeing a lot of blood correlating with the dialogue.
Yeah, I agree. The blood was specifically being mentioned here. Byung-gu was talking about how he's retired and he's traumatized and he doesn't want to, do any of that shit. Blood was mentioned. The table was also shown here. Not a coincidence.
That Byung-gu don't want to see blood anymore, since this is his cup from this point of view, and everything that was mentioned is accumulated in this hospital scene. The lighting itself says a lot about Jinwoo's state right now.
Yes.
You can say that this light is the light of uncertainty. I know, I'm such a god at literature.
Symbolism, metaphors. This is so deep, man.
Literature. The light reflecting Jinwoo kind of serves as his safe spot, but when he's uncertain about the elixir will work or not, his hand shakes and he's in the darkness now compared to when he was sitting down. Then when he comes back to the chair, the lighting casts it on him.
That's right. More confidence. The anxious is going away. More light means good things.
It's now half and half in the darkness and the light. Kind of reminds you of a certain character. You can
I know Koji, my goat. That's right. My goat Koji wouldn't cry. My goat Koji would have not lost the aura last episode.
You can feel through his voice how anxious he is, and we cut to Jinna stating that the wind feels warm. Then we get a smooth transition with the moon staying in the same place. I forgot what this is called. And the light slowly engulfs
imagery? Symbolism? I don't know.
Mom with the wind, and the reveal of all reveals, she's finally awake.
With the lights!
The real Chin monarch.
The dramatic lighting is also crazy. My goodness. Mom is the OG mewing monarch, man. For a season and a half, she's just been holding on to that pose.
Monarch. The color design and comp for this scene too, it's blue, but the blue is not overpowering like usual, because this blue is more like...
It's like a more turquoise light blue, right? A little bit more like... It's more reassuring, more positive compared to the darker tones we've seen before.
Like a turquoise blue, then a deep blue. The way they elevated the scene compared to the manhwa, and Horiuchi's direction also, not just the storyboards alone. The hard silence when we cut to the hospital, and of course the soundtrack by Sawano. Reviver. I don't know. Title Bun also killed it, like always.
As usual.
And the character acting itself, Jinwoo crying, is animated by the series director himself, Shinsuke Nakashige. And I love that it's such a simple shot for this scene, so the animation can speak for itself.
Like, I genuinely don't think a lot of people can appreciate what even happened in these frames, right? People are probably just looking at the crying and saying, aw, but like, you gotta look at, like, they could have just had tears dripping down, and that's it. The amount of movement, the amount of frames added to add these extra little human gestures to make it a realistic breaking down scene, that's what's impressive about this.
Shinsuke Nakashige, and I love that it's such a simple shot for this scene, so the animation can speak for itself. Amazing work. The most surprising thing about this episode is the drawing quality. Chiaki Furuzumi is the chief AD. I've said it a lot that I'm not the biggest fan of her drawings. It's not that it's bad, it's
the chin's too sharp? I do enjoy Chahin's drawing way more in the anime compared to the source material though.
just her style, which I'm not the biggest fan. But this episode, I have zero complaints about the design. Maybe the shot of Essel was But besides that, everything looks so fucking good.
Yeah.
Even Jinna with
No
the
derpy
sharp
faces?
chin, it looks amazing, and every shot that Jinwoo is in is magnificent work from Furuzumi. I thought from the preview itself, it was Tokuda. We got a bit of action this episode, and this weird Choi walk cycle. Aaron Rodriguez animated the first couple of scenes of Baek and Dongwook. I love the flow of the fight, the timing with the CG background, and Horichi's action boards is great. While it's nothing too crazy, the added smears really get the swing across more. Also, a couple of seconds of Baek here looks CGI. The movement,
does it?
You see how his whole body is swinging, especially his hand. It could
Yeah.
be that Aaron used CG reference for this scene, so it's easier to get the proportions down. CG reference means that
I didn't even notice anything about the CG reference.
CG reference for this scene, so it's easier to get the proportions down. CG reference means that he just goes to Blender to make the models, and then he referenced it. It's definitely still 2D, but there's probably some CG elements.
CG elements to help the 2D movements be better is what I'm getting from CG referencing here.
Beforehand. Still looks great though. Same goes for this cut. The force behind the punch.
The punch, yeah, the simple, like, remember there's like the eye focus, but there's also the punch focus skill animation. You got a bit of both here. You got the eye, and you got the punch, the wind, the concentric wind lines here. And then the impact frames. This is great. Ma had a great scene here.
Behind the punch, accompanied with the impact frames and spearing. Very nice.
Even like the sweat, right? Obviously, the bottom fight was so fucking crazy, especially when the rain started to pour down. But I noticed that sweat over here too, right?
Frames and spearing. Very nice little action cuts. Behind the punch, see models and beforehand. Still looks great though. Same goes for this cut. The force behind.
Right over here, right? There's like a pulling animation, and you get to see like boom. I think this is like the sweat. That's kind of gross. Stinky, ew, nasty. Dude, today at the gym, there was the fucking smelliest dude. Holy fuck, he stunk. His stink aura was so crazy. I could smell him from like 10 machines down. Anyways, the extra like water droplet animation, I think, makes the scene really cool too.
Force behind the punch, accompanied with the impact frames and spearing. Very nice little action cuts. While this is just merely a setup episode for the Jeju Island raid, we can't deny the quality for the start of the Jeju Island arc is already amazing. Excited for the raid, I can't wait to see the team cooking. Hopefully we get to see more Takafumi Tori. He has been lacking in terms of output compared to last season. And of course Takeuchi. Again.
That's right, the GOAT Takeuchi. I want Kanda to pull up. I want everyone to pull up. The S rank, the mercenaries, the S rank animators.
Again, it's still not confirmed he's storyboarding an episode, but it's likely he will be. If Takeuchi is directing an episode, then that episode has probably been done production for a while, since Takeuchi is directing another anime this
he's too busy fucking around with Villainous OG-san. This anime is getting so much love, man.
season. Maybe this episode that he's doing could have been done months before season 2 even aired. Same goes for Yuya Horiuchi, right? He has a show that he's directing that's gonna air October this year.
A wild last boss appeared. I feel like this is definitely the type of anime that we could definitely check out, yeah.
And he still directed 2 episodes of Soul Leveling this season. I don't know if I sound different or not. It's Ramadan, so if I sound a bit unenergized,
Couldn't tell the difference, honestly.
you know why. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what your thoughts about this.
And that's pretty much it. Interesting, he didn't talk about any of the drama, but this is not a drama channel. He's talking about production value, and that's right. This episode, even though it was a low priority, setup, build-up episode, the art style was amazing. The cinematic camera angles to kind of use that symbolism, the metaphors, it was beautiful. The character acting through Sung Jin-woo crying, also very heavily underappreciated. Some of the fight sequences here too, right, with Becca and Ma, amazing. And next couple episodes, man, it's gonna go fucking crazy. Please check out SinChi's channel. Here's a link to the video. Go give the video a like, and I'll see you next time.